Honorable Speaker, Honorable Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Ministers, Leader of the Opposition, the Bloc of Nine and its leader, Honorable members of Parliament, to those of you who are listening from the comfort of their homes and around the country and abroad. Mr. Speaker, sir, it is with profound honor and a deep sense of responsibility that I address this August Assembly today. As the custodian of justice in our beloved nation, the Ministry of Justice has been steadfast in its mission to uphold the principles of justice, integrity, and accountability. The Ministry's accomplishments over the past months are not merely milestones, but are indicative of our relentless pursuit of excellence in public service. Unwavering commitment to the rule of law and our dedication to serving the people of Fiji underpin the very initiative and every effort we undertake. The realm of public governance, the Ministry of Justice stands as a beacon of hope and a pillar of democracy. Our endeavors are guided by the strategic vision that seeks to harmonize the aspirations of our citizens with the imperative of justice and the rule of law. Honorable Speaker, let me outline initiatives undertaken by the Fiji Corrections Service. The Commissioner of Fiji Corrections Service has unveiled a robust reform plan aimed at transforming the Fiji Corrections Service organization structure and operations. This initiative addresses critical challenges related to leadership, staffing, and procedural alignment with the budgetary allocations. The fifth focus of the reform include: 1, the organizational restructuring. The organization will review and restructure to align with the budgetary allocation approved by Parliament, addressing issues of overstaffing and leadership gaps. Second one is capacity building. An assessment and enhancement of capacity of senior managers and correction officers will be conducted to support and drive the necessary reforms. The third one is staff training. There has been ongoing training programs will be implemented to ensure staff are equipped with up-to-date correctional practices, keeping pace with the evolving profiles of offenders. Another key component is this safety and rehabilitation. Fiji Corrections Service will strengthen the core functions of safety and security within the facilities while integrating effective rehabilitation processes. And finally, the principle of accountability measures. There will be rigorous accountability measures will be enforced across all levels of the service to ensure adherence to policies and procedures. To guide this reform over the next year, a transitional team comprising of experienced former Fiji Corrections officers has been established. The mandate includes developing a detailed reform agenda and a proposed staff establishment, which will be submitted to the Ministry of Finance for consideration. At the end of the transition period, a new management team will take over to drive improvement with the Fiji Corrections Service over the next 5 years. The realignment of security and standard of discipline. This concerns the enforcement of discipline to inculcate the habits of good behavior, more accountable and transparent in the treatment of offenders, especially the provision of safe, secure, and human facilities in line with international best practices. The Fiji Corrections Service is also undertaking its legislative reform and review of its own legislation. There has been discussion with the Attorney General on the review of the Correction Act. There is also a key part of this overview is the review of the prison industries. This has been pursued to propose commercialization of Fiji correction industries, transitioning them into public enterprise managed by a board of directors. Currently, Fiji Correctional Service operates several industries, including joinery, tailoring, piggery, poultry, and farm produce, generating about 100,000 per month. Due to government-controlled pricing and outdated machinery, there are constraints on productivity and quality. The rationale for commercialization stems from the financial stability and profit retention. To increase profitability, commercialization will allow Fiji Correctional Service to operate with greater financial autonomy, setting competitive prices and expanding market reach. It will also talk about reinvestment in rehabilitation. Profits can be retained and reinvested into correction facilities to enhance rehabilitation programs, update machinery, and provide post-release support. What are the expected outcomes? First and foremost is the financial benefits. Increased revenue and cost saving. The commercial operations are expected to significantly boost revenue, enhance efficiency, contributing to national economic growth. And social and rehabilitative impact. It is important to enhance rehabilitation and job creation. The improved training facilities and expanded service will lead to better reintegration outcomes for inmates and create employment opportunities within the correction systems. The commercialization of the Fiji Correction Service industries presents a strategic opportunity to boost financial stability, improve rehabilitative outcomes, and expand services of offering. Consultations will be with the Minister of Finance and the Minister of Trade will proceed in the future. One of the major initiatives that is being proposed is to convert the Raki Temporary Correction Center into a permanent rehabilitation center. The practiced temporary deployment during the cane cutting season placed a lot of demands on our resources. This conversion focuses on the implementation of comprehensive farming programs designed to provide inmates with available skills and facilities they integrate into society. Apart from cane cutting, the inmates can be engaged for planting throughout the year. They have engaged with key stakeholders and are working on a joint cabinet paper with the Ministry of Sugar to secure government approval of this initiative. This project is a testament of a commitment to create a sustainable and effective rehabilitation opportunities for those in a correctional system, as well as contributing to national economy. Mr. Speaker, sir, may I touch on the challenges posed by hard drugs? The drug trade in Fiji involves two main groups: drug trafficking and drug users. Drug trafficking typically have the financial means to establish and maintain supply lines from source countries to Fiji. Meanwhile, the user base predominantly consists of young people, including students, who fall into the addiction and often become distributors themselves to support their drug use. This cycle of dependency and distribution is particularly alarming. One of the most concerning outcomes of this cycle is the rise in HIV positive cases, directly linked to the sharing of needles among drug users. This practice exacerbates public health crisis we are facing. Within our correction facilities, we are struggling to contain the use of smuggling of drugs. Our remand centers in particular face significant challenges due to the high turnover population. Inmates under the influence of hard drugs often exhibit aggressive behavior, creating a volatile environment for both staff and other inmates. Despite stringent security measures, drugs continue to be confiscated from various drop-off points around the facilities. The increasing use of needles for drug injections primarily contributed to the spike of HIV among inmates. This, coupled with the deterioration of mental factualities among drug users, presents a substantial challenge for the Fiji Correctional Service. We remain committed to addressing these issues through rigorous measures and heightened vigilance, but recognize the need for broader community support. We call upon parents, we call upon educators, we call upon community leaders to join in combating this crisis. We Preventing drug abuse begins with education and awareness. By working together, we can help prevent the spread of addiction and its associated harms. Mr. Speaker, if I may, and acknowledge the hard work done by few individuals and the organization, namely Kalesi Wolatambo, Drug-Free World in Fiji. I also endorse the community leaders, the church leaders, for the honest conversation on this issue. I also endorse the hard work done by Raymond Tambuya Foundation, who works with young drug users in Nambua. In terms of a collaboration with development partners, in our continued efforts to enhance the Fiji Correction Service, we have sought collaboration with the international development partners. We are in discussion with the Australian Commission and other stakeholders to secure support for constructing a specialized rehabilitation facility. This facility will cater for drug and sexual offenders, mentally ill inmates, and provide skill-based training programs. We are also seeking a secondment of an expert from our development partners to assist in the scoping phase of this project, ensuring that we align with the global best practices in correction and rehabilitation. What are the future development plans for the Fiji Correction Service? The development of a drug rehabilitation center, the establishment of the proposed Rakiraki Correction Center, the extension of the Livuka land boundary, the establishing partnership with New Zealand to support sniffer dog capability and to restrain control training, the commercialization and partnership with private entities, the digitization of staff and prison records, staff training and resources. Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to continue my ministerial statement by outlining some of the success stories in terms of the service by the Ministry of Justice. In 2013, a lady born on January 1st, 1958, became bedridden at the age of 55. By 2018, when she turned 60, her family sought financial assistance from social welfare. However, they faced significant hurdle, the need for a birth certificate. Despite visiting the Ministry of Justice office 5 times, they received no response. The previous government continually turned them away. This family had traveled all the way from Maritime Island, making their plight even more challenging. During one of my Talno session Railway Community Hall, the family brought this issue to our attention. The coalition government, committed to addressing such injustices, took immediate innovative action to assist the family. Through the concerted efforts of my ministry, we ensured that the lady finally received her birth certificate. I'm proud to report that she is now one of our social welfare recipients. This story is a testament of our government's dedication to serving the people, especially those who have been neglected for far too long. It highlights the positive changes we can achieve through empathy, commitment, and proactive governance. Here's another story, Mr. Speaker, I would like to share. A compelling story that illustrates the dedication, innovative approach of our current government in serving the people of Fiji. A male child born in Fiji on the 27th of March 1975 tragically passed away in Ethiopia in November 1984 at a young age of 9. His body was brought to Fiji for burial. Since 2014, his relatives have been traveling from overseas at a great expense to obtain official confirmation from our government that his birth record is now marked as deceased. Despite their efforts, the previous administration failed to take any innovative steps to assist them. During one of my Talno sessions in Cornivia on the 3rd Sunday of July last month, the relatives shared their heartbreaking story. They expressed that they had lost all hope. I advised them to visit the Registrar General's office, assuring them that our current officers are capable of thinking outside the box and willing to assist. Following my advice, my officers at the Registrar General's office took immediate action to assist the family. They were able to confirm the deceased status of the birth record through liaison with the Fiji Correction Service, bringing immense relief and joy to the relatives. This crucial step now allows them to proceed with the necessary legal process for their family properties in court. Mr. Speaker, this story highlights our ministry's commitment to creating meaningful change. We are dedicated to ensuring that all Fijians can witness the positive transformation from being implemented by this coalition government. Our innovative and compassionate approach is making real difference in the lives of citizens, restoring their faith in the system, enabling them to move forward with their lives. There's another interesting story, Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to share. During my Talno session in Kilkali this year, a distressing case was brought to my attention. A 10-year-old male child had been unable to enroll in any school because he did not have any birth certificate. For the past 8 years, his family had been trying desperately to obtain his crucial document. As a result, they missed out on all the grants provided by the students by the previous Fiji First government. Talno Session Kilkali proved to be incredibly productive. When the family opened up about their struggles, it became clear they were in urgent need of assistance. Recognizing the importance of education and the right of every child to receive it, we took swift action. I'm pleased to announce that the child has now received his birth certificate and is enrolled in Year 1 at St. John Bosco in Nepali. This achievement not only marks the beginning of educational journey, but also restores hope for this future. Mr. Speaker, this story exemplifies our commitment to ensuring that every Fijian access their fundamental rights and opportunities. Our government's dedication to addressing the needs of our citizens, especially the most vulnerable, is transforming their lives and forcing a bright future for all. Mr. Speaker, this morning we heard the Honourable Prime Minister as the measures being taken to uplift service commitment of our civil service. All we are saying, Mr. Speaker, sir, in terms of execution, you just have to be humane. Nothing more, nothing less. Respect your officers, give them the dignity, and that includes inmates who are in prison, because one day they will be released. I would like to share too that I have had a wonderful opportunity of exchanges with some of our inmates who had spent over 20 to 23 years in prison. There are plans in terms of going into a farming project in Naitasiri, and my ministry is committed to assist them, because why we want to see change. I recall reading through a speech of the Prime Minister of UK. Mr. Speaker, sir, he brought in as his Minister for Justice a businessman who had a business of employing ex-offenders. And what they said is, we are so committed into the issue of sentencing, punishment. It's time to look away around. And that's what we are committed to do, the Minister of Justice, this government, to care for those members of society, the young, the old, the sickly, who are in prison, and provide them another opportunity. Once again, Mr. Speaker, sir, thank you for the opportunity to highlight some of the activities undertaken by the Minister of Justice. Now available.
Honorable Minister. Now call on the leader.